Democrats cobbled together a package of measures. This is not a real attempt, in my judgment, to find solutions. Everyone here knows the reality. Democrats are in control of the House. Anything that you and Speaker Pelosi want to pass, you can pass. And frankly, you've already passed numerous bills related to firearms this Congress. But because those bills are radical attempts to legislate away Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens, the Senate has not taken up the legislation, just like it won't take up this bill. What we are doing here is just designed to appeal to Democratic primary voters. The bill won't make our schools safer. It will hamper the rights of law-abiding citizens, and it will do nothing to stop mass shootings. We need to get serious about understanding why this keeps happening. Democrats are always fixated on curtailing the rights of law-abiding citizens rather than trying to understand why this evil happens. Until we figure out the why, we will always mourn losses without fixing the problem. Our job is to figure out the why. The bill that Democrats are putting forward today does not help us to understand what's really driving some young men to commit these heinous acts.
It's the same thing over and over again. There's Jim Jordan talking about what it's our job to find the why. Hey, we're telling you the why, and we're going to come up with a few solutions here and see how those work. Instead, it's we can't figure it out. We're too stupid. We can't figure this out. So let's stop even thinking about this. Let's go and hand people more guns. So Jim Jordan there, as you go from Ohio, talking about these whole things, and he's mad about these bills. And we talked earlier about this Protect Our Kids Act that's being proposed by Democrats. Again, it would enhance some of the things to make sure we keep these types of guns out of the hands of certain folks that they keep calling law-abiding gun owners that go and shoot up schools. Rhode Island Representative David Cicilline responded to Jim Jordan amongst other Democrats. This is what Cicilline had to say because he just couldn't take it anymore.
Yep.
Guns have become the leading cause of death for American kids. Let that sink in, the leading cause of death. And for those who have said, oh, we're rushing this, more than 311,000 students have experienced gun violence since Columbine. So tell the parents who lost children, tell the family members who saw loved ones slaughtered that we're rushing. The real question is, why has it taken us so long? And there's one reason. We don't have Republican colleagues in the fight with us. We passed 2 bills to strengthen criminal background checks. Our ranking member just described those as radical attempts to take away the Second Amendment to explain Republican inaction in the Senate. That's a bill supported by 90% of the American people. Common sense. Enough with these bogus arguments about the Second Amendment. This is about fulfilling our responsibility to keep our constituents safe from gun violence.
I'm listening.
Jim Jordan is absolutely not listening. Ricky was just saying, and it's what I wanted you to I'm glad you said that, Rick. So as this, look, Cicilline has had enough. Earlier we talked about Swalwell has had enough. And it seems like maybe there's certain Democrats, it seems to be more in the House than in the Senate, are willing to speak out a little bit more forcefully now and angrily and talk about who we really are versus who we say we are. And it's time for us to start living up to our ideals or what we say are our ideals and our goals as a country. So thoughts on this, Rick?
This is the polarizing example of people who are bought and not bought on one issue that continues to plague the country. What you have is people on one side who have taken donations from the gun lobby, who refuse to enact any sort of change to prevent mall shootings, hospital shootings, grocery store shootings, and school children shootings, and also dying. By the way, that was in the last 13 days. And then you have other people who are saying, hey, maybe we should just do the bare minimum. Hey, maybe we should have background checks. No background checks. Red flag laws. Nope, not. I remember it was a few years ago, I believe, Jayar, when there were people who were bought out by the NRA that said people on the no-fly list should be able to buy a firearm.
Yep.
On the no-fly list, dog? Really? Mm-hmm. People who can't get on a plane where they make you take off your shoes because one guy tried to sneak a B word through security, so we all have to do it now. A person who can't get on a plane should be able to own a gun. That was their argument. I love the representative from Rhode Island, but I need to be very honest here. I do believe that because of this like horrendous logic from Republicans, that it actually looks quite easy. The fair question is, why has it taken this long? It's because they're bought. It's because they don't have to answer to you or to me or to any of the parents who have buried school children or high school students. It doesn't matter to them. None of this matters to them. All that matters is our founder and CEO, Cenk Uygur, said time and time again, is money in politics. That's all they care about at the end of the day.
It's taken this long because that's their job. You know, if somebody's on a job for 20 years, why would you stop doing your job? You don't want to get fired. Their job is to protect the folks who pay them. In this case, it's the gun lobby. And in other cases, it's the pharmaceutical lobby. And in other cases, it's the oil lobby. It's whoever's paying them to come up with their policies. In fact, they write many of them. We've seen those stories as well. So let's keep it real. We know all this information, but we continue to act like we don't know the reasons why they do these things. And they come, it's like a facade right in front of our faces. We see all this information is available. We talk about it. Then afterwards we go, I can't figure out why they're like this. I know why. In fact, all of us do. We just decide not to do anything about it because again, they have to change it for themselves. Why would you change it when you're getting the money and you're staying in office and in power?
But yeah, they're searching for the why. Don't you care about that? They're searching for the why.